What are some of the big talking points you've been having with some of the attendees that have approached the Cloudera stand?
Well, what we have found is we've had a lot of people coming to the stand, really curious about what we have to offer the market right now. So what we're helping them really get to grips with is the trends we're seeing in the industry. So if I kind of put that into a nutshell, it would be things like how to modernize their data platform. So they've got complexity, how do we help them simplify? The other thing is we're seeing maturity of organizations moving to cloud, but also those that want choice and maybe bringing workloads back on premise. So talking about hybrid workload and how they can deploy their data and analytics anywhere they need to, based on regulations across different regions. And then the hot topic that comes up in every conversation is really how can we help them accelerate, if you like, get to AI in production at scale quicker. That's where the value lies, and they want to get to that value fast.
What are some of the challenges that organizations are facing when they do come to you about getting to that point?
So the challenges vary dramatically. It can be organizational. How do we get our organization being more data literate and driving business decisions based on data? How do we do that? You could almost argue that big data is a solved problem because there's so many vendors here that are solving we can store a lot of data, we can process a lot of data. So what is the problem? Might be the better question. So the problem actually is how to get that data in a way that's well curated to the people that need to use it in the business to make a business decision that could impact that business positively, tens of millions of pounds, or reduce risk to the billions in some cases for some of the organizations we work with. So it's all about protecting risk in the business, driving new revenue for the business, really helping them get to that value, either end of that spectrum. But getting data to people is the hard problem. And at Cloudera, that's what we're really focused on. The question that comes up then is, well, okay, how do we make data more accessible? How do we do that? And we've been asked quite broadly to lower the bar, bring more people to play, if you like, with that data, to be able to self-serve the data they need, to recomposite it, to build the products around data that they need for their business, and do that at scale. And we're not just talking, our few machine learning models or our few data pipelines. Most of the enterprises we work with have tens, maybe 20s of petabytes of data under management, thousands of data pipelines, hundreds of machine learning models in production at scale. And so the challenge then is, how do I put a team around that? How do I scale that team? How do I take anybody with data in their job title and make them productive with data? These are kind of problems that we're hearing a lot about and seeking to help solve, if that makes sense.
If you could use a song to describe your passion for data, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's the hard question. So I'm really into science fiction, real fan. And the one that comes to mind is Tron. If you've seen the latest Tron film, they're in a nightclub and Daft Punk are playing a tune, I think it's called Derezzed. And I will sit there and play that in the background when I'm working. It gets me all energized, booted up. And for me, that's all about data and decomposing data into its component parts and thinking about what that virtual world might look like. So for me, that's the music I might go to.
For the latest tech insights, visit em360tech.com.